everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for taking the time to view my previous video. Today we're going to be doing part 3. To all my return subscribers, a big thank you. To the new viewers, welcome and thank you for stopping by. Let's get started. I just want to take the time to say that the way that one person overcomes a particular struggle in their life may not be the very same way that you will overcome. You may need to add or take away from what that person did when you've heard their experience. Nevertheless, you hearing how someone else has handled a particular struggle may just help you to find your own path to healing and coping with your struggle. May my words help you to find your path. Today, I want to talk about how to find strength. Yes, how to find strength. How to find emotional strength and mental strength. Now, the first thing you have to do is actually get into your mind. And I know it sounds scary, especially for persons who have put this thing away, put sexual abuse away to the very back of their minds for the longest time. I know it can be very scary, traumatic, or even dangerous to go into your mind and to look at the situation, to look at what has happened. But that's where you have to begin. You have to accept the fact, the reality, that this thing happened to me. So that's number one. Accept the reality that you were hurt, that you were sexually abused. Now, once you have identified and isolated this event, you will then be able to recognize that it was not your fault. So the second thing that I would encourage you to do after isolating the event is recognizing that it was not your fault. All it is a reality, but it was not your fault. Now, upon recognizing that it was not your fault, that will help you to stop self-blame. But it's a process. It's not going to be an immediate thing. It might not take a week, it might not take a month. But once you begin and once you have a made up mind that, okay, I'm gonna get through this, then you will get there eventually. But it really starts going into your mind, because there's nothing as powerful as a changed mind. Once you change your mind and decide that I'm no longer going to let this thing rule and control me, that's where your true progress will begin. Change your mind. Change your mind about how it affects your peace. Change your mind about how it affects you emotionally, how it affects your very psyche. Change your mind and you'll be able to work yourself through maybe some of these steps, or maybe you add some steps to these, or whatever steps you come across or you come up with. You've got to change your mind to be able to stick to and work through those steps. So after you've recognized that it's not your fault, the next thing I want you to do is really take a look at how sexual abuse currently affects your life. Ask yourselves questions like, what does this thing prevent me from doing? Who does it prevent me from being? How does it affect my happiness? Do I like the type of restraints that it has on my life? Do I want to be free from the limitations that it has placed on me, it has placed on my abilities? How would being free from this stronghold in the mind and in the emotions, how would being free impact my life? Would it impact my life in a positive way? Would I now be able to do certain things, be a particular person, live life to the fullest? And in asking yourself all these questions, I would say write it down, because it's so good to hear something, so you say it out loud, and to see something, so you write it down. It helps to really drive it into your mind when you receive something in different ways. So I want you to write all these questions down and write the answers next to them. And I just want you to look in the mirror, ask these questions, answer them, and just listen to yourself and feed into your mind the different steps, the different strategies. Feed into your mind what you really want for yourself. So the next thing I want you to write down is, what is my goal? What is my end goal? Why is it that I want to overcome being sexually abused? What is it that I would do better? What is it that I would do more? What is it that I would no longer do? Write down your end goal, because this will always be a driving factor for you. This will always keep you going. And what you'll do with that end goal is, you can put it on your phone with a screensaver, put it on your mirror, put it on your door, on your walls, wherever. Just ensure that it is in your field of vision daily. The more you see it, the more it will remind your thoughts, remind your psyche that this is the goal, this is what I want to get to, this is what I'm working towards. And no matter how hard this fight, no matter how many times I have to call up a friend, no matter how many times I have to go and watch a motivational video, no matter how many times I have to cry, no matter how many times I have to pray, no matter how many times I have to start from step one, this is my end goal and I will get there. It doesn't matter how many times you feel like you have failed the steps. Don't quit. Don't stop. That's when you truly fail, when you give up. Don't give up, and don't measure yourself against anyone else's story. That's their journey. You don't have to overcome in 5 years like that person. You don't have to overcome in a week like that person. You overcome in your own time. You just decide in your mind that, listen, I've had enough of this thing controlling me. I've had enough of living in my shadow, and it's time for me to really be me and live life to the fullest. It's time for me to live on purpose. What I want you to really take away from this video, if you take nothing else away, is that there's nothing as powerful as a changed mind. There's actually a sermon by T.D. Jakes. If you punch that in on YouTube, you'll find it. I go back and watch this video every now and then because it reminds me of where my mind should be. It reminds me of the power of a changed mind. You can change your address, you can change your friends, you can change your job, you can change your community where you got abused, but until you change your mind, there won't be much changes in your life. Yes, moving away from certain stimulants may help, but if you keep going back to things in your mind, if you keep allowing it to trap you and enslave you, then what growth are you really and truly gonna have? And don't let anybody let you feel like you're a bad person because your mind is probably still trapped, or your mind keeps going back to this thing. My mind was trapped for many years, for most of my life, like I said in part 1. But I came upon this video and I watched it, and I watched a few other motivational videos and a few other sermons, because my strength comes from God. And so everything else that I've listed today that I've done, it was fueled by prayer. It was fueled by my faith. And that is where my strength really comes from. That's where I get my kick and my drive. So I watched a lot of sermons and stuff, and I just decided one day in 2016 that, listen, it's time for me to free my mind. So what is it that I need to do, God? Self, what is it that I need to do? What do I need to stop doing? You know, I started asking myself certain questions because I was just so tired of being in my shadow. I was tired of letting this thing control me for so long. You can live above sexual abuse. You can be more than just someone who has been sexually abused. Don't be any less. Don't be what your mind tells you that you are. Be who you know you truly can be. To all my brothers and sisters out there who have been sexually abused, I want you to take a stand today and decide that I am going to chart my path to healing and understand that there's nothing as powerful as a changed mind. Thank you for watching this video. Please remember to like, comment down below, share and subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Shalom.